Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We have DJ Never here.
Yo, what up?
We got DJ D Miles.
What's good, what's good?
We got Jamie the Great.
Yeah, what up, what up?
What's good, fellas? What's good?
Chilling, man.
First off, I got to say congratulations to everybody because we won the Las Vegas Weekly Best DJ Podcast in Las Vegas for 2021. Yeah. You know?
Yep.
Congratulate ourselves over here.
Yo, who was the competition of? Like, who nominated us? Like, I didn't even know we were nominated.
That's
crazy.
Well, it was a staff pick, right? So
staff choice.
Yeah, it was a staff choice. Yeah, I was a little perplexed with the category, like Best DJ Podcast. So I
didn't see them post any other podcasts.
Well, I assumed that they had other podcasts. There was another podcast nomination and like a Las Vegas podcast one.
It had to be at least 3 or 4 podcasts they had to consider.
There were no other podcasts. There was no podcast nomination, right, for Las Vegas.
No,
Weekly?
it was only us winning the podcast category.
So
I didn't see no other like the.
It was kind of their way of being like. The staff was like, yo, we should probably mention R.O.A.D podcast, right? We should give them the best podcast. And I think maybe one of the editors was like, well, you can't say it's the best podcast. So let's just say it's the best DJ podcast, right? Because we're a DJ podcast, right? But I don't know how many other DJ podcasts there are in Las Vegas, so.
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't know either, man. Nah, there was a few, right? I don't know if this still going. I was gonna say there was. I can think about 2.
You want to give
not calling nobody out, but I mean, Greg Lopez had his right with the car. He was like driving around in the car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The guys that's on the video.
It was like a Taxi Cab Confessions, right?
Yeah.
It was filmed like that. It was filmed like that. Yeah.
Dude, your boys that do radio, the Rockstar DJs. Yeah, they have one.
Okay, shout to them. Shout to Greg Lopez.
Shout to them.
DJs.
Yeah, man.
But we the winners.
We number 1. Yo, I didn't even know we were nominated. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no nomination. There was I'm surprised there isn't more Vegas podcasts though. Like I would think there would have been more Vegas podcasts.
It seems like they're popping up. There's a couple coming up. Yeah. Shout out to Vandy Foster. Him and his boys, they do a podcast.
Oh yeah,
but it's more of the club industry. Sam still does his, right? From Diageo. He still does his podcast.
No, but I would have thought what was that Playboy who was like almost gonna marry Hugh Hefner, that Playboy, and she became like an icon here. Yeah, Holly Madison.
Holly Madison.
She should have like a Vegas podcast, no? Or like
Chris Angel should have one.
Or like a Carrot Top, right? Like I'm surprised these motherfuckers don't have a Vegas podcast. I would have thought that they would have been more podcasts like that in Las Vegas. Because of the city, but I don't know. I was shocked. I was like, all right, cool, man.
Did we get anything like an award or like a certificate?
I don't know.
Plaque?
I mean, I think this is all we get.
A coupon for tacos or whatever. I don't know.
Look at him trying to get tacos for free.
Man.
Yo, it took us 4 years to get this, so I mean, I think this is as good as it gets.
It's a W.
I don't think it gets any better. I think this is.
This is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I think this is. This is us peaking.
Wow.
This is our peak now.
Yeah, this is our peak.
Man.
We got a tweet from them.
I don't think we're gonna win 2022. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
just be back-to-back champs, bro.
Yo,
we should at least got the issue in the mail, right? Like like the hard copy of the issue.
There's no hard copy.
No, in the magazine. I went looking for that magazine. The magazine that came out the week that we won. But it sold out at the area around my neighborhood. So
it's
sold out. Yeah.
So what do you mean it's sold out? I mean, it's free.
It's free. Yeah, they took them all. I meant to say, yeah.
It's free.
No, but you know what? I will say this, that after the pandemic, when everything started opening up this year and everything, I shouldn't even say after the pandemic because it's still going on right now.
Still going, man.
But I guess when everything kind of reopened this year and I started going out, I didn't realize how many like non-DJ motherfuckers listen to us. Like I didn't realize like a lot of nightlife and industry people listen to us.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. Like waitresses, like
bartenders,
marketing, even like
managers,
like
GMs. Yeah, man.
I was noticing that some of the people like in booking and like marketing were listening to us because I think at some point, and I could be wrong, we were affecting some of the bookings in Las Vegas. Where like if we had a DJ come on the show, like a month or so later, they would get booked at a Vegas venue. I started noticing that a little bit.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Well, we were kind of influencing some of the Vegas bookings because they were listening and be like, oh shit, this guy's up and coming. Like, let's give this dude a shot or whatever the fuck. But I didn't realize like non-DJs were really listening to us. But I thought that was dope. Anyway, man, big shout to Las Vegas Weekly. We don't get, we're not the type of dudes that get awarded anything. So, we'll take this shit.
I did have a sense of pride when you put that in our group chat. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I was actually
dope, man.
Yeah, it's because me and Jamie were in like I'm not gonna lie, like last year was tough, keeping the podcast going.
Tough is a really understated word that we were. Yeah. It was really fucking hard. Like every week was
last year was hard to just keep the episodes going and recording and to keep everyone motivated, everyone was just in weird places and shit, and I think me and Jamie, and I think all of us kind of had a conversation where like, yo, maybe after the 200th episode, we take a break or like, or maybe we'll do like maybe one more year after the 200 episodes that's coming up. I think we're like 5 episodes or 4 episodes away now from 200.
We're at 95. Well, this is 96. 196.
Yeah. So, I mean, getting something like this, getting this, like, little recognition kind of made me be like, all right, man, like, maybe we keep this shit going. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we keep this shit going till we, till it gets really weird.
A lot of people
That's how you feel now?
maybe there is something here 4 years later. Maybe there is something.
But no,
that's cool. I'm cool with that, man. I'm good with that.
Cook is right. Like, no matter where I go lately, it's always a topic of conversation. The podcast is usually at some point the topic of conversation, like whether it's a funny moment or like something that happened in history or in music, like someone's always bringing it up. And it's kind of dope, man, especially when I'm out of town. I'm like, oh shit, like y'all motherfuckers really listen to this shit. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And D is hardly on the episodes too. Like he's
right. For D to get better. That,
no, but I mean, it was kind of like a good motivation for us to just keep going for now. Before,
and it's like even like after we mentioned that we won, all the congratulations we was getting.
Yeah,
I was surprised by all of that. I was like, damn, man, people really listening to us
because we don't win. We're not winners.
No,
this whole podcast was about being the underdogs the whole time.
You're like the bad news bears of podcasts.
Of everything, yeah.
We're not winners, we're survivors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We survived through this shit.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, so it's very odd that, we get like a slice of cake. You know what I'm saying? We're usually like
somebody's pranking us.
I know, yeah. We're usually digging in the garbage for like leftover fucking avocados or some shit. What do you call? Y'all been good? We're on Zoom right now because D, you've been traveling. You was in Texas.
Yeah, I've been traveling. I was in Houston and San Antonio for a week.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry, Austin and San Antonio for a week, and I wasn't feeling like my normal self when I got back. So as a precaution, I was just like, bro, like, let me just wait to see what's going on. So, I went through the proper protocols, got tested, waiting on the results. I feel fine. But just, out of respect, I just was like, man, I should probably stay away this week, especially after traveling for an entire week. My body felt a little weaker, like a little fatigued. So, I just want to be careful, man. And just, with everything kind of like spiking. Like just kind of was like, let me just take a break and just get my body right and make sure I'm okay before I come and meet you guys again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're on Zoom right now. And then Jamie is coming back from LA.
I'm coming back from LA. I just did Mom's Bar with DJ Bossa Nova. And let me tell you, I never knew they had a scene in Santa Monica out by the beach because them kids know how to fucking party, bro. It's
really
crazy. Yeah. They had me there for like about an hour and a half and they pushed it a little bit more, but we had a great time, man. I was playing. It was just so much fun to play shit that I wanted to hear and that they actually reciprocated. And shouts to Bossa Nova. We had a great fucking time.
Yeah. Bossa Nova is like a dude that I actually, DM me. He would listen to the podcast, and I actually know him because of the podcast. We know him because of the podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he used to be on our Twitch a lot. He used to be on our Twitch Sunday battles.
He's really supportive of my stream also, man. He's always on there. So yeah, shout out to Boston Over.
He shows us a lot of love, and you know, and then you know, Jamie got booked for what is it? What's the party called?
Mom's Bar. It's at a bar. It's called Mom's Bar.
Yeah.
It's not a real, like, there's no party or theme. It's just a bar, and all the college kids just show up because it's free. Yeah, and they just have the greatest time.
Oh, man, those are the best parties, man. Them college parties.
Yeah, it was packed from wall to wall, and it was a great time. And bro, we went all out. I played like a bunch of shit. They loved it.
That's dope.
And he was wearing the I Already Play Bad Bunny shirt. Bossa Nova was wearing the I Already Play Bad Bunny shirt. People are loving that fucking shirt too.
I think I spoke with Bossa Nova, and I think he wants to bring everybody out there at some point. I think he
would want to rotate all of us down there at least once a month.
So like
Santa Monica is actually a really dope area that people kind of sleep on, like because you got UCLA right there, you got obviously Santa Monica. There's like there's a Santa Monica Community College or SMC. That's a huge university. So like those, I feel like that area they don't really go like to Hollywood or to downtown. Like they stay in that Santa Monica area. And just party over there.
Majority of those kids were either USC, UCLA, or SMC because it was that, you know, even USC is a little bit ways from them, but they only took the 10 freeway down, and we had a good time, man. I want to say dope. Between 300 to 400 kids was in there.
Damn,
it was packed out.
That's packed out, bro.
Man. And then it was packed, and there was still a line around the corner, and I was like, oh shit. But it was Bossa Nova was like. He was happy. We were having a great time, and shit was dope.
Jamie's been working. He's been working a lot.
Man. I've been a little more active than the usual. Yes.
Yeah. Are you guys like masking up while you're DJing?
Yes.
I'll be honest.
Started, man. Are you like D? What you want to say?
I'll be honest. Since they lifted the mask mandate, which was the first weekend of June, I haven't. I remember I walked into Dorsey. At the Venetian, which is a spot that we all play, and then I had my mask on, and they were like, "Yo, like it's okay, like if you don't want to have your mask on at this point, like it's fine." So I kind of just casually took it off, and I haven't put it back on since, man. But now I'm kind of reconsidering.
I mean, I was the same way. Like once they like say, "Oh, you have to wear masks," when I was DJing, I wouldn't wear my mask. But recently, everything's spiking up. There's certain venues I will wear the mask, but certain venues I won't. But now I feel like we should start wearing that mask like every time we DJ. Well, unfortunately,
the problem is that right now, like, did you guys see that video of like the newscaster? Like there was a whole thing on the news. I don't know what city it was from, but they were like basically saying don't go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Let me play that real quick. Hold on.
Don't go to Las Vegas. Here's Les Trent.
Las Vegas is coming under fire today after health officials in 3 states advised their citizens to stay away from Sin City. This destination poses significant risks, warrants a travel advisory from Hawaii.
You will very likely catch COVID if you go to Las Vegas and you're in restaurants or in a casino where most people are not wearing masks.
Tourists from Chicago who visit Vegas must get tested or quarantined for 10 days when they return. And this from the Los Angeles County Health Department. Reconsider traveling to Nevada.
Okay, LA talking shit about Las Vegas is crazy.
That's just crazy, right?
Hawaii has been really kind of safe too, but there's a lot of shit going on in Hawaii as well. Yeah. Where they're running out of water because there's so many. So they're running out of water because there's so many tourists there. Like my homie Todd works in Hawaii. Shout to Todd. I warzone with Todd once in a while. Me and him warzone hard. So
God damn, okay.
Shout to
I'm
Todd.
kind of jealous.
Nah, shout to Todd. We warzone.
Shout to Todd, yeah.
Yeah. But he's been telling me that he's been working six days a week because it's so busy.
In the nightlife industry?
He's in restaurant bar.
Okay.
Restaurant bar.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. It's just like, it's crazy out there, and they're running out of water, so they're telling the citizens, they're giving citizens some type of like limitations on water use.
Wow.
Like you can only take 1 shower a day, or you could like, you can't water your lawn on these days because they're trying to conserve water for the tourists.
Damn.
So like there's been all this like shit about what's going on in Hawaii with that, where they're giving all the resources to the tourists before the workers or the people who live there. So there's controversy on that shit too. So we're not. I think it's funny though that this video or this news report is about don't go to Vegas, and it's not about if you're not vaccinated you shouldn't go.
Right.
Like they didn't even mention that.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying like if you're not vaccinated you shouldn't be traveling like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All it is saying is like, yo, don't go there. Like
as if Las Vegas is the root of evil.
Yeah, the LA County talking shit on Las Vegas is crazy. Like, yo, that's like nuts, yo. Let me finish this shit.
I think they're just hating, man.
I don't know what.
Vegas's daily COVID tally has quadrupled from 200 cases a day to 800 in just a month.
I think it's more than that, but
a mask mandate for all Vegas casino and hotel employees working indoors has now been imposed.
Yeah, so basically, like Vegas workers didn't have to wear the mask if they were vaccinated. No, so I obviously I'm out and about. We're all working in Vegas. You know, some people wearing masks, some people aren't. Some staff are wearing masks, some people aren't. Like, I don't really delve into the conversation with motherfuckers at this point. Like, some people are anti-mask, some people think it doesn't matter. Some people are anti-vaccine. A lot of motherfuckers are anti-vaccine, you know? I don't even have that conversation with them, man. You know? Like, I'm just like, whatever. Like, whatever you want to do, right? You do at this point, right? I feel like that's where we are at this point, right?
I would agree. I would agree.
But but the one thing I am seeing is that a lot of motherfuckers are calling out sick. Like a lot of motherfuckers in Vegas are calling me like, yo, are you open Friday? Are you open
I was about to say that this past week, and I had a gym hit me up asking me, hey, are you available to work this weekend? Or a resident DJ caught COVID.
Everyone's catching.
And I was surprised. I was like, wow, man.
So many
I
DJs.
couldn't do it, but
so many
still,
DJs catching COVID, man. So I want to talk about this because I've just been like thinking about it a little bit. And it's just kind of like, I feel like the way COVID is, and I hate to compare it to this, but it kind of reminds me of like the AIDS epidemic in the 80s and 90s. A little bit.
No, come on, man.
I wasn't around for that really, but I take it as from what I remember. Like I've heard things. Yeah.
The only
in
thing,
what way? I want to hear this.
Yeah.
In the way that there's so much ignorance around in the 90s and 80s, there was so much ignorance around the HIV virus and AIDS. Everyone was labeling it like a homosexual disease, right?
Yeah.
People were afraid to shake hands with like gay people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people were like, you think if you just share like a sandwich with somebody or drink, or if you get a kiss on the cheek, you thought you had AIDS. Like there was there was all this ignorant shit going on.
Didn't some players that didn't want to play with Magic Johnson or some shit like that?
Yeah. Karl Malone, he was like, because they went to the Olympics together. And he was against it, but he didn't have any education. He was being ignorant about the disease at the time, and he even admitted it later that he was completely ignorant. But
the ignorance, the ignorance and the miseducation is what reminds me of the AIDS in the 80s and 90s, and just like the labeling and just like, you know what I'm saying, like that whole, and then how it affected society, where like condoms became like a regular thing. Like that became like the new standard of having sex as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, or as anybody, it's like if we were to have sex and we didn't have condoms, like it was kind of crazy. You had to like really be in love or in a relationship.
It's like he was playing Russian roulette.
Yeah. Like I
remember, like yo,
yeah.
But you remember that, right?
Not, you remember that, right? Never like was like if a girl wanted to smash and she was okay with you without a condom, you were like, yo, what's going on, right?
You was like, you was like questioning it. You was like, yo, wow, really? I don't know about that.
It became like, it was like a new standard. And honestly, that affected America for like, what would you say, like 20 years? At least?
Easy.
15, 20, yeah.
15, 20 years.
Because Magic caught AIDS in what, 91?
90 and 91, something like that.
But AIDS was hitting like, it was hitting America like it was definitely hitting New York in the late 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And then it probably LA as well, right? I think. And then it went from the late
really young,
80s.
but I remember that time.
It went from like the late 80s, and then it kind of phased out towards towards 2010.
I think I didn't really hear about that shit.
I want to say the late 90s it started to phase out a bit.
No,
going into 2000.
Going into I would say mid 2000s it was kind of chill a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't really hear about it when I was a kid. I didn't really hear about it like that when I was like 12, 13 years old. So yeah.
Well, motherfuckers like I remember just like motherfuckers used to like be like, "Yo, you still using condoms? That's some old shit. That's some like old man shit."
Oh, that's a throwback move. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what you using? You got something? Like, I ain't got something. It started becoming that, right? Why you using condoms? You got something? Like, and then it turned from something like, yo, like I'm being responsible. I'm protecting, both of us.
After one point, you just didn't give a fuck. He's like, fuck it, man. I could do it like the condom. We good.
Okay.
I don't know about that. That's how you move now?
But no, it used to be a death sentence. Like if someone, if you thought they had AIDS, like you were like, damn, like they gonna die, man. Like when Magic caught AIDS, I think I was 9 years old, and I was shook because I didn't understand anything yet. And then literally I was like, he's dead. And right before that, I had a cousin that was homosexual, and he passed away from AIDS. And he didn't really tell anybody. He kind of kept it under wraps, and I think he didn't want to defend. It was just so much going on around the discussion of having AIDS at that time that I think he was embarrassed, and he didn't want to discuss it with our family, especially his dad. And I think like after seeing that and he passed away, I was like, damn, like everybody's dying. Like Magic's dead. Like there's no way he's surviving. I mean, obviously he's here 30 years later, but yeah, there was so much negative discussion around the disease at the time. I remember that shit. It was crazy.
Well, I got a question, man, because I feel like the turning point was when Eazy-E passed from AIDS, right? I feel like that kind of woke up a lot of motherfuckers like, yo, this shit is real. And then, but then everyone was asking like, is Eazy-E gay? And then motherfuckers like, nah, he's not gay. So like, oh shit, straight people could get AIDS too. Like it was, remember it was like that whole like ignorant conversation. Like everyone was miseducated. I just kind of feel like that about COVID. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. I mean, it's not like really tied together, but you know what I'm saying? Just
kind of, because we still don't even really know, like how you contract COVID all the way, right? Like it doesn't. I mean, I guess they're saying it's airborne, but I just feel like there's more to it than that.
I mean, it's airborne. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it's one of those things. I guess if it's on your hand, you rub your eyes and shit, and you do whatever. But I don't.
I like literally like even when we had Joe Maz on, he was saying how his wife had it and he never caught it. They probably slept in the same bed every night. Like, how is that possible?
I think
my cousin slept with his wife and his kid for 3 days while he had it, and they didn't contract it. So,
but I think Joe was so mentally focused that he probably had it and convinced himself he didn't. That's how
Joe to prove everybody wrong.
That's how
it doesn't exist.
That's how Joe.
That boy's still on the line.
He told himself, "I don't have it.
That boy's still on that island, man."
Joe's like sick in bed. He's like, I got.
Meanwhile, he got 120 degree temperature and shit. He's in bed like, I don't have it.
I got bit by a snake.
Tripping.
A snake bit me. A rattlesnake bit me.
It's spider season in Vegas.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, but what do you call it, man? I'm just I have a couple gigs like in Cali, and I think I've started to wear masks. I've also like I've avoided kind of going out a little bit, just because I'm like, if I'm not working, I just don't want to put myself in that environment. And I'm vaccinated. I just don't know, like, because I was doing some research and they said like only 0.15%, so a fraction of 1% of people who are vaccinated actually get severe symptoms. So it's not likely if you're vaccinated to get really severe symptoms. You know what I'm saying? Even you yourself, D, you're vaccinated, right?
Right.
Even you yourself, when you were feeling under the weather, and we don't know if you tested positive or negative. Even still, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't like you were like coughing or like out of breath or anything crazy.
Nothing. No kind of body aches, muscle aches.
Right.
Kind of like flu symptoms. I feel completely fine. So. If I do have it or if I don't, like you said, like my symptoms are non-existent pretty much.
Yeah. And then it's crazy because Jamie, even one of your, like someone like recently passed, right?
I met him a few times. I was around him a few times. He was a cool dude, but Yeah, man, it was harsh how that happened. He was mocking the vaccine.
Yeah, I saw that in the news.
Damn.
Yeah,
it was on the news.
It was on Complex. It was on the news. It was everywhere.
I didn't know that shit was on. It was on Complex and shit. It was all.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was all over it. And the thing was that that dude was just like, he couldn't hold his own breath anymore by himself.
Yeah.
And any movement he would do on the bed, his heart rate would go up and he'll lose oxygen. And it was affecting his brain.
So this guy was like, fuck the vaccine, right? And he contracted COVID, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And so
he's kind of a big fellow too.
They had to induce him in a coma, I'm assuming, right? Pretty much, yeah. Because that's the
and
last resort.
He didn't make it.
That's the last resort for your body.
Yeah, that was like all over social media this weekend.
It was pretty bad because I know some people that were really close to dude. Yeah. So it was just bad. Like, it was like a bad image of him and stuff like that.
I meet a lot of motherfuckers, especially from Cali, who are like, I'm healthy, I don't need the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm healthy. Like, I hike. I do all of this shit. Like, I eat right. I don't need the vaccine. And my whole thing is like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, you probably might get COVID and you would survive. You might have like a really bad flu. You might have really bad symptoms for like 3 to 5 days and then snap out of it. But it's like, yo, you never know because this shit hits everyone differently. So you could just be that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could just be that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that really gets fucked up from it, man. And it's like, and that's why. And then there's a DJ in LA. Her name's Marissa. She's like a nurse, right? She's part of the Beat Junkies Ladies of Sound, I think.
Yeah.
But she does a lot of Instagram posts. Actually, I would love to have her on the podcast to talk about this more. But she's on the front lines. You know what I'm saying? At the hospitals. And she posted that she's been seeing a lot of like younger people coming in with really severe symptoms. You know what I'm saying? And this is the first time she's seeing like really young people come in with severe symptoms.
And a lot of them aren't having pre-existing conditions either, which is crazy. Like before, like that was like the go-to, like, oh, you must have some kind of like respiratory infection or problem or something that's causing the COVID virus to really attack you even harder. But I think a lot of people aren't seeing that as much now, along with the younger age.
Yeah. And she's saying like, yo, like we have a solution to this, and it's the vaccine. And like, you guys should take the vaccine because this shit is like, it's just this is the turning point.
Because is California still under 50% with the vaccinations?
Yeah, they failed to do the 70%.
Below 70.
Yeah, they failed to do that.
Well, here's the problem, and crazy. I think this is the problem. I think New York, and I could be wrong, but I think New York, in order to go to like these outdoor, indoor events or anything like this, right? You have to have a vaccination card or like a COVID test, a negative COVID test.
I think certain spots in New York.
Right.
I don't think it's like everywhere.
So my only thing is like, they're maybe going to start enforcing that, right? In Vegas. I think in Cali, they definitely have to start enforcing that. You know what I'm saying? But if they did that from jump, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would have helped a little bit. Obviously, motherfuckers, there's been like videos on Instagram or I don't know, whatever, of people like falsifying vaccine cards and like
that happened a while ago, bro.
Or testing positive and still going out, like not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but I just think I think like I don't want to get into it. I'm not gonna preach to motherfuckers to get vaccinated or whatever. Like at this point, it's kind of like I don't know, man. Like if you anti-vaxxing and you going out and you living your best life and you end up getting sick, like I don't know what to say, man. Like I don't want you to I don't want nothing to happen to motherfuckers, but like what you expect, like it don't make no sense at this point. Like
the craziest thing is that we have festival season coming up in the West Coast. We have Day in Vegas. We have Life is Beautiful. Coachella. I think Coachella's next year, the top of the year. EDC's coming in October to Vegas. So, and then there's other little festivals here and there, like Rolling Loud and stuff like that, happening in the West Coast. That you should just get vaccinated because if you're gonna be around hundreds and thousands of people, just get it over with, man.
It's my thing is this is the scary thing is like, Marissa, the nurse who was like, talking about this, she's been going through this shit for like a year and a half. So like she's like, a lot of these motherfuckers, these frontline workers are like, they're traumatized, man. Because they're continuously seeing motherfuckers just get sick, put themselves in danger, and and I don't think this thing is over. That's the scary shit. And this is, and like, I was planning our 200th episode. I was like, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and now I'm kind of like, shit. Like, I don't think I should be planning any event with like a large group of motherfuckers. And we have our foreign. So we have our 200th episode coming in August, and then we have our 4-year anniversary in October. So I'm kind of like, why don't we just celebrate and see what happens in the next month, because cases are spiking up. Shit is getting kind of crazy. I don't really want to start promoting or marketing an event for August when cases are spiking up right now. So I'm like, maybe
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So like, I was gonna talk to you guys about this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a smarter thing for us to just wait till October for our 4-year anniversary or whatever. But even still, with me thinking about all of these things, I'm like, yo, are we gonna go into some type of not lockdown, but I'm like, yo, are they gonna go like back to 50% or 75% capacity after the summer? Because
I think so. Yeah. I think so after summer, yeah.
Because my thinking is this: it's like, I feel like businesses kind of slow down after the summer, regardless, right?
Right. Usually,
so
or traditionally in Vegas, that's how it is. Like September,
right. So like, after Memorial Day weekend, everything slows down.
You're right, Crooked. I think everything's gonna slow down, but then like with the Raiders being here, that's their height, right? Like, I didn't think about that. September, October, November, December is So I think we have at least 2 home games a month. That's going to be like, in the estimate, Jamie, what would you say, like, how many people come to football games on a weekend?
Bro, like, I think that stadium holds about
60, right? Like 60,000?
Yeah, 60,000.
Yeah.
And that's not, I don't think it's all going to be Vegas natives. I think they're flying in. And tickets, like in the second to third level, where you can barely see the field and really anything, they're going between $500 to $800 a ticket.
Yeah.
So, and those are usually morning games, daytime games. So the after parties are going to be insane.
Yeah.
Like, they're all going to just go over the bridge and they land right there where Mandalay Bay is at and then just spread out the whole strip.
We have
you know what? I didn't think of this also. In September, Resorts World venue, the venue's going to open up for
the nightclub
performances. No, the performances. Celine Dion, who was his performance?
Miley Cyrus.
Katy Perry. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be huge, and a lot of people are coming in town for that. So that's going to be even more crazier.
So you think Vegas is going to? You think Vegas is just going to keep going?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to close.
Yeah,
they're not closing.
I don't think they're. I don't think they're going to close. I don't think they're ever going. Like, I don't think America's ever going to go through a lockdown again. First off, they're not going to do it.
They can't afford to.
Yeah. Well, not only they can't afford to, I think it's going to start like literally a nationwide riot. Like, it's going to be like some crazy civil. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be complete
civil
chaos.
War.
I don't know. Whatever. Like a civil war between what? Anti-vaxxers and like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to. Well, I'm just saying, I don't think they're ever going to go through lockdown again. But all I'm saying is like, I'm preparing for the worst. So DJs who are not in Vegas, right? DJs who are not in Vegas, right? Or I don't know where the fuck you are. Whatever money we're making right now, just save it like it's not going to be, it's not going to continue to the fall and the winter. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I learned my lesson from when COVID first hit back in March of last year. So I'm definitely saving my money up this time around.
I told y'all too, again. Right? I told y'all, like, I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen right now.
That's why when you say that shit, man, I'm like, yo, fucking shut up, man. don't jinx us again, man.
I know.
It's kind of crazy though, because we did have this talk like last January.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm telling you, I just have a feeling like everyone is just when motherfuckers are too comfortable and they're like, and I see everyone working and everyone's cashing in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, but all of these other things are happening, like the cases are going up. Shit's going crazy. I'm just thinking like, yo, save your fucking money. Whatever you're making in the summer right now, save it, because we don't know what's going to happen in the fall and winter. You know, like we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. We don't know how much worse this is going to get. You know, like there's so many other countries that went back into lockdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know America isn't, but
Canada's still in lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some parts. I think like Montreal is like 50% right now.
Vancouver's still locked down.
Yeah. I mean, they're like 25, 50%.
No,
like
I mean, like, they can't even leave the country type of lockdowns. What I'm saying.
No. Yeah.
They're still in there.
Yeah. That's crazy. All I'm saying is prepare for the worst. Save your money. I've been doing all this research on saving money. Mm-hmm. Like, even if I save $100,000, right? There's no savings account. Like, I will lose money every year because of the value of the dollar keeps going down 5% every year. So, like, putting your money in a savings account, you're gonna lose 5%. Because I was doing research on savings accounts, right? The most interest I can earn on a savings account is 0.5%. Right. Half of 1% is the most. And that's for like $1 million. That's like if I have $1 million in the bank, my interest
your interest will be 50,000, right?
No, my interest would be 5,000.
5,000?
Yeah.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Have you checked every bank though?
Yes.
Because certain banks have different percentage.
That's the highest. That's the highest. And it's funny because I was watching Brewster's Million a little. Remember Brewster's Million?
That. Yeah, I did.
I love that movie, right?
Yeah,
In the beginning of that movie, so I don't know if you guys saw this movie, but it's Richard Pryor, right? It's a classic movie. So this dude, like, Richard Pryor inherits $30 million, right? But he has to spend the $30 million, right? But when he goes 30 days, when he goes to the bank to pick up his $30 million, the branch manager was like, Mr. Brewster, we're gonna give you the standard interest rate for a lot of our millionaires who keep their money here, and the interest rate was like 23%. When did that movie come out? When did
85. 1985.
1985. Can you imagine? So, like, he would have made off of 23%, right? He would have made around $7 million a year just off of interest. Mm-hmm. They don't have that. Shit was in the 80s, and now it's to 0.5%. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like, what's happened? I was just I was watching that movie, and I was just like washing dishes, and then the branch manager was like, "Yeah, we give our standard 23%." I was like, 23%. I just looked at I rewinded that shit. I was like, "What the fuck did you say?"
You could live off that, but that millionaires are doing that for years, right? They were just living off their interest.
Well, here's the thing: is that if now you have to invest your money. Mm-hmm. So there's this whole thing right now. Like, I've been doing research, man. I don't know. This is boring, right? All this financial shit.
This is actually.
It's pretty informative, to be honest with you.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I didn't know about this shit.
Like, if you have 2.5, like if you have 2.5, like if you're married, right? And you have like 2.5 million in investments. So if you have money in investments, you don't pay taxes unless you take money out. I think there's a federal law in America. If you take like less than 4% of whatever investments you have out, like, you don't have to pay taxes on it or some shit. Or you only pay like 10% taxes. Mm-hmm. Or if you take out like less than 80,000, you pay no taxes a year. So if you have a bunch of investments and you can live off of 80,000 a year, you're good. You don't have to pay taxes. Yeah. But I don't know. It's like it's only if you're married, and I think you got to hit like a certain $2.5 million mark. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm doing heavy research on saving like money because I didn't realize how fucked up inflation is. Like, the dollar's going down 5% every year. It's bad. Mm-hmm. So when we had Scott Melker talking about investments, I mean, that motherfucker was not lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, putting your shit in a savings account is not helping. I was talking to my boy who works in finance, and he was just like, he's been telling me like, yo, I'll show you how to do certain things with your money and make certain investments. And I've just been like researching it this whole time, but I don't know. Anyway, man, this comes down to motherfuckers just save your money, but like invest your money. Invest your money or save your money or whatever, man. But just prepare for the worst at this point because, yo, I don't even want to talk about 2024. That's
only 2 years away.
Yeah. Did you listen to the new Donda album with the Kanye?
I did.
The streaming or the one we got sent?
I listened to both.
Wait, there's a streaming
album?
was
like totally different from the one we got sent.
Wait, is the album? What do you mean the streaming album?
He streamed it in that big ass arena.
At Atlanta.
Okay.
The Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah. Okay, that one. I thought you meant it was on a streaming platform.
No. It was.
But it did stream on Apple.
Oh, he streamed that through Apple, Kirk.
Okay. I didn't know that.
But it's not available on streaming. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys watch the stream or no?
It was streaming on Apple TV.
Did you watch it?
I did.
You did.
And it was so ill. He was just standing in the middle of the stadium by himself.
Right.
Just playing the music. And motherfuckers just going crazy. And the stadium was fucking packed.
They were selling chicken fingers at $50 a piece. Like the bundle for chicken fingers.
Motherfuckers is buying it.
Wait, what? Wait. Just chicken fingers?
Like chicken fingers and fries like $50.
That sounds insane, bro. Like
he's mad now.
Wait, that didn't come with a T-shirt or like a?
Nah, you just get the chicken fingers.
That never would have happened on Juneteenth.
If you do the math, though, it was a free event, right? So they got to make money somehow.
No, people paid for tickets.
They did? I thought
some people paid for tickets, and they gave away tickets as well.
Oh, really? How much were the tickets?
Oh man,
it didn't specify.
Yeah, it could have been like no more than like 100, maybe 50, 100, something like that.
Wait, are you
because
sure?
he did this before in LA. He did this for Life of Pablo, and I feel like every ticket at that time was like $75.
Are you sure?
And I think he did that in Madison Square Garden too.
Why was everyone saying this was free? Like anyone could get in.
I doubt it, bro. Because I remember he did that shit at the Forum. He sold tickets for $50 to $70.
So people,
the one he did in Vegas, the listening party he did in Vegas, that was free.
So he paid. Oh yeah. So this weekend or last weekend,
last Sunday, he had a listening party in Vegas. Yeah.
Because there was a whole bunch of motherfuckers in town. I was like, why are these motherfuckers in town?
Yeah.
And they were all there to listen to the Donda album.
Yeah.
Okay. So my whole thing is he pretty much packed that stadium, right? In Atlanta.
It was packed, yeah.
It was pretty packed. It was like 80% packed. I think like the top bleachers were a little open, right?
I mean, but it's still not bad.
That's still not bad for a listening party, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's still like 60,000 plus probably.
So now,
up in there.
So now Kanye's pushing his album release where it should have been last Friday. He's pushing it to August 6th.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And everyone is pissed. Well, they're not pissed. They kind of expected some shit like this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why did Kanye do this? And I was thinking about this. And I feel, well, what do you guys think about all of this shit that's going on? Is it a good sign? Is it just Kanye being Kanye or whatever the fuck?
I feel like it's just Kanye being Kanye.
And maybe he's creating a buzz to kind of like have anticipation up for when that August 6th date hits.
Yeah.
Maybe it's tied into some merch or tied into whatever he's doing
that
with
Gap shit coming out with.
Do you think he's as musically confident as he was 10 years ago?
No.
I think so. I think right now he is.
I think so.
I think right now he is. I think 5 years ago he wasn't, but I think now he is.
I think
because the A album was man.
Okay, so like prior to this Atlanta listening party at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, right? Prior to that, do you think he was confident about his music and his relevancy in the music?
No.
In hip hop.
But
No.
I think this reassured him that he is confident now, maybe.
Right. So
maybe he needed that reassurance to keep going.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking is that for the last 5 years, he's been in a weird manic state, right? I feel like he's been insecure. He's let like a lot of things get into his head, even this Drake beef, right?
I mean, not only that, he recently got divorced.
Right.
I think that have a lot to do with him getting back into music.
You think a lot of
and
people
him feeling more confident?
You think a lot of people who weren't fucking with him when he was with Kim, is fucking with him now that he's not with Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even Kim
like Jay-Z.
On that one clip, Kim said he needs a wife that's going to support him no matter what, and I can't do that for him. Mm-hmm. So if his own wife couldn't back him up and make him feel like he's the genius that he is, then that fucks with his psyche and it makes him go in a spiral. So now that he's by himself, he probably has. I saw Don C was at that event, and I saw other people from his camp were in that event. So I think he's trying to form that team again. I mean, Jay-Z gave him a verse. So that's a great sign of where he's at mentally.
Yeah,
that was crazy because I was listening to it. I was in my office. I was just like listening. Then I heard Jay-Z voice, and I was like, "Yo, wait a minute, man. Is this really Jay-Z?" And I had to go online to make sure that was really Jay-Z. And everybody was like wilding the fuck out. They was like, yo, Jay-Z, the Watch the Throne is back.
Is it true that verse came in like 7 hours before the event or something like that?
I think less.
I think it's less.
Yeah.
Young Guru said he recorded that at 4 p.m. I don't know if it was Eastern time or Western time, but he tweeted that around 7 p.m. our time in the Pacific Coast. So yeah, probably 3 hours. Or with like he was still having 2 Chainz record vocals before they went on the stage. And it's said that Kanye West is living at the Mercedes-Benz stadium, finishing the album now.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't left the stadium.
I think it's interesting what Kanye has been going through for the past 5 or 6 years. Because if you look at him musically, it looks like he was throwing shit on the wall to see what stuck. Right? And he kept throwing shit on the wall. Yo, remember that year where he did like 6 different albums with only 7 songs on the album? Let's see what
2018.
And then, he's and this is how creatives work, right? They're just like, they get amped up, they want to get motivated. Yo, this is the answer. This is the shit. Like, this is the idea, the concept. Let's roll with it. Everyone trusts him. They roll with it. It went to mixed reviews. Pusha T came out with a classic album after that. A lot of people said, right? Then he started fucking with other things. He started fucking with He started doing gospel.
Started going gospel.
He put 2 gospel albums out.
Yeah, but I also think
I think that's like some financial shit, to be honest. But I think there's a lot of things encompassed with that idea to go gospel. But I think there's a lot of financial shit, involved with that, with like just not paying taxes. But I'm not sure. But anyway, I feel like he's tried to do all of these things, and it made me think about my life, right? Because throughout our life, we have like wins and losses, we have these like, and as we keep going in life, we want to be reminded of like, kind of, we want that feeling of
how you still got it.
Well, like we always go back to that one feeling, right? Or those few feelings that make us confident that we are still good at what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel he hasn't found that in the last 5 years. And I feel like that Mercedes-Benz Stadium shit made him feel like that for the first time in a while. I think where I felt like he felt really irrelevant. I would say after Pablo, I feel like it's been a downward spiral for him, right?
Yeah, Pablo was definitely his peak and everything with music, fashion, sneakers, all of that stuff. He was at his peak.
And honestly, what he's been doing with fashion, right? And he's been killing it to me. I think he's been murdering it to the point where it made him a billionaire, obviously. But
and you know what? I feel like with the sneakers, he's still been killing it with the sneakers.
Yeah.
It didn't peak after Pablo because his shit is still selling out every time he put out a drop. It sells out right away.
Also, design-wise, when I look at it from a design perspective, it's all really groundbreaking shit. Even from the slides, to everyone's making fun of how everything looks or like, yo, this shit look crazy. It's all groundbreaking. Like it's not comparative to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone drops a shoe. Like whenever like somebody drops a shoe, it kind of looks like a Jordan 1 or kind of looks like an Air Force 1 or kind of looks like this shoe or it looks like a Converse or it looks like a Stan Smith. The shoes that he's dropping don't look like anything. There's nothing comparative to it. Yeah. It's completely innovative. It's 100% him. And I don't think people are going to realize that greatness until like 10 years from now. That all of these shoes, even his slippers, like even slippers that he made, right? Those foam joints that look like crazy, like it looks like a claw or something.
Yeah, like the Yeezy.
I don't know what they're called. I don't know what they're called. But yo, those are completely innovative. He literally was like, how can I reinvent the Croc and make it look dope, but in my way, and make it look like an organism? If you've noticed that a lot of his designs, they look like organisms. They look like living things, right? They kind of look like roots, like, I don't know anyway. But I'm just saying, like, he's been really, really innovative with what he's been doing. And I think musically, I think he's become distant. And he has to continuously convince himself that he is still talented and he has it. And I think it's been a struggle. And I think this Mercedes-Benz event really, really inspired the fuck out of him to the point where he was so inspired that he's staying and he's living there, right? They said he's living there and continuing to work and record in the fucking stadium right now, right?
That's
you know what I'm
insane,
saying? He wants to stay close.
I like that.
He wants to stay close to that energy. That you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many thousands of people were in there. You know, so like I don't know, man. Like I really see
seeing him in that stadium felt like Pablo.
Yeah.
Like it felt like that energy that he was on when he was previewing the Pablo album, and when he did "Father Stretch My Hands" for the first time, and everyone just lost their mind. That scene just plays in my head, and I feel like that's the energy that he probably felt in that Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And like you said, he wants to like stay on that energy wavelength and just recreate and keep creating while he's in that space.
He wants to get that old feeling, like he wants that 2010, 2000 Kanye feeling back. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we all kind of do that as we get older.
Yeah.
We want to.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like even if we do something new, we still want that feeling of like, yo, this is right. This feels right. Like this feels like when I was doing this there and I was killing it. Like this feels right. And I feel like he's always trying to find that feeling. And I feel like this is him really, I don't know, finding it for the first time in a while, man.
And he genuinely looked happy. Like, God knows what he's going through.
How could you tell he had his face is covered?
Like, I don't know. I just felt the energy. Like some of the pictures, he's like genuinely having like a huge smile on his face. Like his energy seems positive. You know, maybe it's a combination of things he's going through. Maybe he's happy, you know, being a single man and creating in a space where he feels comfortable. And maybe he's got the right people around him again and the people that he knows and trusts and loves. And that could do wonders for a creator. So maybe he's in that space right now. That one track he got with the Lauryn Hill sample is fire.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's gonna make the album.
That's not making the album. I got told that's not making the album.
Yeah,
from somebody close.
Well, I'm glad we got it.
I played it at Encore Beach Club. Yeah.
How did it sound like loud like that?
It sounded great.
It sounded great.
It sounded amazing.
I love that song,
amazing, bro.
I was with a
DJ, that shit hit.
Yeah, DJ Dash is the resident over there, and he was like eating chicken fingers or whatever the fuck he was eating. And then like Jamie saw his face, and he was just like,
"No, he was eating chicken fingers. I kid you not. He was eating shrimp and chicken fingers." And then he played the song. Wait. And then his
are you trying to say I said some racist shit like him eating chicken fingers?
Yeah, it was funny. It was so funny though. It wasn't racist at all.
Yeah, by the way, chicken fingers at EBC are fucking delicious.
You could have just said he was eating.
No, the chicken fingers are delicious. Them chicken fingers are delicious. I'm not gonna.
I was gonna say
I
was gonna say I think he spit like the chicken finger out or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he did. Jamie, you saw it, right?
His face scrunched up and he goes like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
this sounds great." And I started laughing at him. He's like, "Is this Kanye?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then Cricket turned around and Cricket was hyping up the song, and it was great. It was a good time.
That song sounded great,
amazing. Especially in that fucking environment where they have such a great sound system in that place.
Yeah,
it just knocked, bro. It was amazing.
It's called "Believe What I Say."
Yes,
I will play a little bit of it. Yeah, I think that was the best song on the whole album. To be honest with you.
I agree.
I think there was like a couple other joints I thought this is the album that we got. I don't know what album that was. There was the Donda album we got. Yeah. The Dropbox Donda album.
Yeah.
God's Test was good. And then the first track was kind of dope. Stay On Them.
That's the one I was going to say. That was probably my second favorite is the Stay On Them Precious track.
Yeah.
I like that joint with the Baby and 2 Chainz.
But that's old. They released that last year. Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
The remix? Oh, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah. They released that.
That's right. Yeah.
That was last year. It didn't stick. It didn't stick to nothing. I'm telling you, man, Kanye's had I don't feel bad for him. I'm just saying musically, he's had a rough time, man. Because nothing he's made has stuck at all. Even that joint he did with Ty Dolla $ign, Ego Death. Dude, that song should have been a hit, yo. Honestly.
I know.
Even like
it came out at a bad time also. It came out during COVID.
Yeah. It should have been like a medium hit though, even still. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like that should have been a bigger song when it came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, y'all gonna play Kanye though in the club?
I'm gonna play it.
If it's good,
1,000. I'm actually excited because I was a big Kanye fan for the longest time. And then I wasn't the biggest fan of Life of Pablo, sorry. But I went to the Yeezus tour, bro. If you did you go to the Yeezus tour, you know what the fuck to expect from
Yeezus tour was probably
it was hands down the craziest tour I've ever been to in my life.
I would say one of the top 3 live experiences of my life.
Yeah, it was insane. I went 3 times. Insane.
It was just beautiful. It was it was what I would imagine back in the day, like going to an opera, you know, like when Mozart was alive, like seeing that shit. You know, it was like
but with like fireworks and the sound and
I mean, fuck the fireworks. It was just visually, it was just a mountain. It was just insane. Like the art direction was insane. It was just like I never thought hip hop could look like so amazing. It was just one of the most beautiful displays of like hip hop I've ever seen in my life. Like to this day,
this was an amazing. And I went 3 times. So to me, that's the height of Kanye. So this sounds roughly along the same. And a lot of people didn't like Yeezus. I love that album, but that sounds like he's getting back into that headspace. And that was right after Watch the Throne and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which this kind of sounds like it.
You heard that you heard that line from Jay-Z. He said like, well, this might be the return of the throne. Well, he said some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That would be epic. That would be crazy.
I don't think they're doing an album together. Nah.
Oh no.
I don't think Jay-Z. Nah. Unless it be like an EP or something like that. But
I could see a project.
Yeah, maybe a couple.
I could see a project.
He already named it Return to the Throne. That'd be insane. Come on, that would shake up. I would anticipate that heavy. Yeah. I would love to see that. I would love to go to that concert.
I don't know. You think people are like looking for another Watch the Throne too?
Yeah. Are you crazy? Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah. What are you talking about?
No, man.
We still playing songs off that album 10 years later.
Paris is still one of the biggest songs.
Is that played out to you never right now?
I don't know. For some reason, I don't feel like people not checking for Jay-Z no more.
I think if he's with Kanye, it'll be different.
Well, Jay-Z hasn't dropped an album in 5 years either.
Has it been 5 years since
4 years. 4 years. Sorry, 4 years, not 5. 4 years. I was counting the next one.
I thought it was. I thought 444 was less than that. I thought that was like 2 years ago.
2017.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. People haven't checked for it. He didn't really have no club bangers on that one.
Nah.
Was it really?
And then he did drop an album with
the Carters.
Yeah, Electronica.
Oh shit, I forgot about that one. I was saying
that's what I'm saying. Nobody's like really checking for a new Jay-Z.
Everyone forgot about that one. Everyone forgot.
Yeah.
Yo, did you guys check out?
But the Carters came out 2018.
That's
right?
another one. Yeah,
the Carters. Yeah,
I like that one, but that was like a weird album because it wasn't pushed as a Jay-Z album. It's not a Jay-Z album. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It is a Jay-Z. If he was on it,
it was not a Jay-Z album.
You guys still play Ape Shit?
You know, it's funny. I did play that over the weekend.
Why?
You see?
It was like a filler, but it just sounded good in the moment, and I just played it. Yeah.
Oh man.
I have like a cool little remix of it. That it just goes straight to the chorus and it has a crazy beat, but I mean it didn't move nothing.
But you know what? Every time I used to play it, I used to play just Beyonce part. I used to skip Jay-Z part.
Oh, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
That Jay-Z verse is rough. It's rough on there,
man. That was one of his throwaway verses. He just was like, put it on the track.
Yeah, but he made up for a lot of that. Like his recent verses have been on point though. Like the one that he dropped with Nas on the Khaled album.
Yeah.
He went off on that joint. He definitely went off on that. But yeah, the Ape Shit, I was just like, that whole album, the Carters, I feel like Jigga was in a weird place. I don't know. Yeah.
That was like his apology tour, wasn't it? Like he was like,
oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, oh man, this is a good segue. Did you guys see Rolling Loud? Any of the shit from Rolling Loud?
Watched a few, like
a couple of clips.
Yeah.
I think I saw like the Jack Harlow performance was part of it. The Baby, Kodak Black.
Did you see the Baby? His performance? He brought Tory Lanez out.
I saw that right after Meg Thee Stallion performed.
Yo,
that was almost like an awkward moment, right?
Yo, what's up with the Baby though? Like he moves real different, man. Like he moves like real fucked up. Like
self-serving, very self-serving.
Yeah, he's what I call a bottom line motherfucker. Like these motherfuckers who are all about the bottom line, which is
he's all about himself.
If I'm not getting paid, I don't even give a fuck. Like the type of motherfucker, like yo, remember, like we did this together. He's like, yeah, but you ain't making me money now, so why am I fucking with you?
That was then. This is now.
Yeah. He's that type of motherfucker, like a bottom line, right?
Yeah.
Like, what have you done for me lately, kind of motherfucker.
If you get hot again, then maybe we could talk. But for now, I'm not fucking with you.
Wait, let me play this one thing. Hold on.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone like that up. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put your cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the
air. Let's be real about this shit.
Yeah, keep it fucking real.
Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
So this motherfucker's like, he's saying some anti-gay shit, right? Like,
yeah,
live at a concert, and then he had a song with Lil Nas X, right?
Like you said, he in his mind that was a year ago.
That was
right.
Yeah.
And then like he made a song with Meg Thee Stallion, right?
Mm-hmm. Cry Baby,
and then he brought Tory Lanez out,
which is a hit.
And he brought Tory Lanez out, and
is he trolling or like what is he doing?
I don't know. Like yo, I was reading this tweet. It's a random tweet. This person Jojo Suya. I don't know, but it was interesting what she was saying. I'm just gonna read it real quick. We are at the helm of what is about to be a revolution in hip hop, and I think that's what has some of the rap boys losing their minds, specifically dudes like DaBaby and Tory Lanez. She called them lames, Tory Lames. I have a theory based on some things I've observed, but I see a lot of things coming. For the first time in a long time, we're witnessing a massive amount of women in rap. I don't think we've ever had this many girls at once, and they're dominating the charts. And the kicker, they're being embraced by the OGs now. This is unprecedented. The tides have turned. The boys are shaking. They're the minority now. It's harder for them because they can't twerk or rely on sex like they force the girls to. Their double standard backfired. So what did they do? Click up. When Megan checked DaBaby for hanging with Tory, DaBaby told her that he can't let her beef stop his checks. This was an interesting thing to say considering Tory never brought him a platinum record like Megan did. In fact, Tory has been in the game 2 times as long as Megan, and yet Megan has lapped Tory 10 times over. Business-wise, it would behoove DaBaby to have stuck with Team Meg, right? But the boys are scared of the pussy rap takeover. They're shaking and throwing up over there. Sick. There are 2 things I foresee needing to happen in the future that would cement the female rap takeover, and when they do, it's going to be over for the boys. They might want to choose their teams wisely. So do you think, like, I don't know what she's, like, because this dude, DaBaby, got on the mic, and he started saying, yo, if you ain't got AIDS, make some noise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, like, if you ain't sucking dick in a parking lot, make some noise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, if your pussy tastes like water, make some noise, right? He's saying some anti-gay shit over here, right? To me, in my view, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think what she's saying, like, do you agree with what she's saying? That these dudes are threatened? Do you think they're threatened?
I don't think so at all. I think.
But here's the idea.
I was gonna say, I think what DaBaby did is completely the views and opinions of DaBaby, not the rap industry as a whole for male artists. You know what I mean? And it sounds like she might have an issue with the Tory Lanez thing, which is okay. That's completely fine. But I don't think it's a threat. I don't think it's something that these artists are thinking about in the back of their heads, like, oh, the women are taking over, so we should be nervous. I don't think that at all. I think, you know, we are experiencing a level of hype for these women that they probably haven't experienced all at once. Maybe like a Missy Elliott here, a Lauryn Hill here, a Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown here, but never all of these women collectively at once having bangers. And I think it's good for the industry. I don't think it's a threat at all. You know, I understand what she's saying as far as it being unprecedented territory, but I don't look at it as a threat. I think
I think you're seeing
DaBaby is done might be an issue, but I don't see it as a threat to the industry for these dudes at all.
But don't you think?
I don't think they see the women as threats either.
But don't you think you're looking at it from a DJ perspective? You're not looking at it like a rapper, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're probably right. Like, I'm probably looking at it from a musical standpoint.
Because we're like the DJs, we're like, yo, cool. Like, we got good music to play. Like, we'll play these. Yeah. We'll play these hits. Whether I
haven't seen like so many females dominate the charts.
Yeah,
all at the same time.
Yeah, between
like Megan before, they would be like every year they'll have like maybe 1, maybe 2. This shit is just like a bunch of them. Doja Cat, City Girls, Meg,
Lotto.
Saweetie,
Lotto,
Corley, that show.
Coi Leray, Lotto,
Erica Banks.
Man.
What's it? The Bia? I don't know her name.
Bia,
Bia.
The chick was a Lotto.
Lotto,
Mulatto,
her. It's just it's a lot of females out there that's I don't know, man.
Bro, I think they're scared. Cardi B's probably the biggest, like,
you didn't even mention Cardi,
Cardi's like if you take Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, and those guys out of the fucking realm, Cardi's the biggest artist, and then Megan Thee Stallion, and then Saweetie, and hip hop, they're running shit.
Yeah, I never said Doja Cat,
and she's not even hip hop really.
Even in R&B though, they're taking
she's
over
rocking
R&B.
with hip hop. She's doing songs with Gucci Mane, Tiger.
But even, best friends are massive like hip hop record.
Minaj, So I consider her hip hop.
Even women in R&B are taking over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mariah the Scientist. Have you heard her album? It's fucking great. Like
Snow Allegra,
fucking her.
You know,
Snow Allegra. Yeah,
all these women are taking over.
This is about to come out.
Her. You know, like
Georgia Smith.
Everyone. There's just like I feel like. I feel like there's some truth to what she's saying, but I don't.
A little something, yeah.
I feel like these dudes are kind of like being like extra. I don't know. Do you feel they feel emasculated where they have to like pump their chest out a little bit more? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's part of hip hop, though, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the baby's always been that way, and I think that's always been a part. That's always been a component of hip hop.
I feel like he was throwing. I feel like he was throwing shots at Lil Nas X too, because of that whole Lil Nas X kind of blowing up and shit, and and getting a lot of Twitter, social media buzz and everything. Yeah. And then him saying that at Rolling Loud, like, yo, man, if you ain't with that gay shit, make some noise. You know what I mean?
But look how desperate and scared the baby looks, bro. He brought Tory Lanez after he was like, yo, I'm not with him or nothing like that. And he brought him out, and just to make Megan look bad, he shot at Lil Nas X. He kind of offended the whole gay community, and it's because he's scared. Like, bro, he talks about how a big tough guy and street dude he is. He's going against all codes. Bro, he's like he's going up against all codes. He's switching on people. It's just to make him like, it doesn't make him look good. It makes him look scared and fragile. Like, look what he's doing on stage. He brought out Tory Lanez.
I don't know if he.
I feel like the crowd was hella like confused.
Yeah,
and he brought him out. Like, it wasn't like a huge uproar.
I mean, social media was confused as well, man.
Like the crowd was like, "Oh shit."
Anyway, we're going to like over almost 2 hours, so we should probably end this. But before we end this, we should pay our respects and show our love for like a hip hop icon, a pioneer, fucking Biz Markie. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. This whole thing with him kind of fucked me up because he's, to me, like, I feel like a lot of the pioneers and the major old school icons are kind of still around, right? So
a little bit, yeah.
I think having him pass was kind of, he was kind of like one of the first figures of hip hop that I remember when I was, growing up in New York, and then never you were outside when his shit was popping,
when he first
right?
started, man.
Yeah,
everybody knew Biz, man. It's like, yeah, this shit hit hard, man.
But he kind of changed the whole landscape of like hip hop to me, right? He offered like this. I mean, I'm sure the Fat Boys kind of offered this like humorous approach to hip hop or something, but I feel like
it was. But when he came out, it was like, it wasn't as humorous as the Fat Boys, but it was like more street / humor. While Fat Boys was like more
right
commercially humor for that crossover appeal.
Yeah, the Fat
Biz
Boys
was like still keeping it street.
Fat Boys was like slapstick, like little like slapstick, like physical comedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the Three Stooges or some shit like that.
I mean, it was just Bismarck was like another. We've never seen. He was just so unique, right? He was just like, even as a DJ, I remember watching him DJ. I never got to see him really, really perform, but I've seen him DJ, and he was like, he's not technically the best DJ, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was like the most captivating. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off of him. Like, I remember I was with like a bunch of homies, and it was at Pangea. It was like he was doing a private event, and my boys were like, "Yo, let's bounce." And I was like, "Nah, like I'll meet up with y'all later." And I ended up staying by myself just to like finish his set, because I was like, I want to hear what he plays next. I want to hear what he says, and his mic work, and the way the variety of music that he would play was crazy. It was like, yeah, man, it was really great. And then just growing up to his music was insane. Like,
dude, yeah, man.
Like
I said, yo, all his music back in the days was just like, that's what you heard in the streets of New York. Nobody beats the biz. Make the music with your mouth. fucking picking. Actually, that song "Picking Boogers," that beat was used by Soul II Soul and like every R&B song in the early '90s. They took that beat from Biz.
I didn't know that.
Like Keep On Moving. That was Picking Boogers. Lisa Stansfield, Been Around the World. Oh man, like every song that came out at that time was using that beat, R&B. So
Never and I were talking a little bit more about him and shit, and I was wondering like, what was your top 10 for Biz Markie? And I have a top 10. Start with the number one first, though.
Number one is The Vapors.
The Vapors.
I love that song, man. I could just number one, Vapors. Number two, Nobody Beats the Biz. Number three, Make the Music with Your Mouth, Biz. 4, Picking Boogers. 5, Just a Friend.
Okay. Wait. So, Just a Friend is number 5?
Yes.
Are you saying? So I grew up in like the generation probably after you, maybe like or whatever.
Yeah.
So my level of Biz Markie hits is really different from yours.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I'm not surprised.
Are you basing your hits off of how it was when it came out, the effect it had when it came out at the time?
It's a combination of both.
Because
like to me, Vapors will always be my favorite Biz song.
So like
because of that one line, nigga, please, you work for UPS.
Right.
Alone.
That's the line that did it for you?
What's that?
That's the line that did it for you?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Man. Especially at the time, yeah. Everybody's like, oh shit.
But it was,
you gotta listen to the whole song, but go ahead.
The Vapors is one of the illest songs ever. Because it was just like that payback song, yo.
Exactly,
yeah. Like there was never a payback song. And it was like, yo, like it was it was just that come up song, like, yo, y'all motherfuckers
you
hated
made
me.
It. That you made it. And then you listen to people that wouldn't help you get put on.
Yeah. It was just
you didn't want to like the chicks that didn't want to hook up with you because you was working for UPS, but now you making money, everybody's like going your shit, and it's like, yeah, fuck you. You caught the Vapors.
It was just such a legendary song. But like my generation knew about Just a Friend first.
Exactly, I know.
And then we learned about these other songs. So let me hear it. So let me continue. So
I got 4 more. I got 4 more to go.
Yeah. Wait, no. You have 5 more. 5 more. You got Just a Friend at 5.
Okay. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Spring Again.
6?
Yeah.
Really?
This is something for the radio.
Wait. Spring Again before This is something for the radio?
Yeah. I like the sample. It was like a Donny Hathaway with Butterfly sample. So that was like one of my favorite R&B songs that he sampled. So this is something for the radio. Let Me Turn You On.
Yeah.
The Biz is Going Off, which is like the first video where you actually saw Biz performing. And number 10 was the That Fresh Crew. That was actually a Roxanne Shante song, but that was like the first time Biz was on wax and he was beatboxing during the whole song.
Oh wow!
And that's the part. I don't know if you remember that commercial, Meow Mits with the cat meow 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 meow. Biz did that during the song and with beatboxing. So yeah, that's number 10.
Yo, so like my generation, number 1 is Just a Friend, and then number 2 is The Vapors. And then number 3 is Nobody Beats the Biz. And the only reason why Nobody Beats the Biz is so impactful to me is because that was like the go-to old school classics record to hear on Hot 97 every time. They had like an old school thing. It was like Nobody Beats the Biz. We would hear that. And then number 4 is This Is Something for the Radio. Because I feel like that beat is just iconic.
I love that
beat. And then number 5 is Let Me Turn You On. Because I never... Like that blew my mind when he was just singing horribly over it.
But the beat was dope.
Ain't no stopping us now. Like I was just like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And then number 6 is Make the Music with Your Mouth. Like I never really loved that song, but I respected like the history of that song. And it's just I think it's just impactful. And then number 7 is Young Girl Blues. I remember I loved that song growing up. It was like a song about underage girls, right? Dating underage chicks. And then number 8, you probably don't like this one, but it's one of my favorite. It was like Just a Friend Part 2 was What Comes Around Goes Around.
I hated that song.
I love that song, man.
Really? That beat was like mad slow. I was just like,
Really? I loved it. It was like, It was amazing. You know what, Jamie? We're gonna end this episode on that song. What comes around goes around. Just so motherfuckers can hear it. And then number 9 is Biz is Going Off. Mm-hmm. And number 10 was actually the first intro song. Biz had a compilation album, 94, right? Called Biz's Baddest Beats. Which is like his greatest hits. Mm-hmm. And it was the 1-2 beatbox freestyle he did.
Yeah.
I thought that was iconic because everyone sampled that shit, right?
That was a dope track, yeah.
So like that's my.
That was actually a B-side that came out, but it was never released.
Oh, it wasn't
as a single.
Wait, what was it a B-side to?
Oh man, you know what? I want to say Make the Music. I could be wrong, but it was a B-side to something. Because I know Marley Marl used to play it back in the days, but it wasn't on his first album or the second. It was just on that compilation album.
So it's old. So it's old. So I thought he did that shit just for the compilation album. But I guess that shit is from the 80s?
Nah. It was out before that.
Oh, wow. All right. But yeah, I mean, fucking sad, man. With Biz. Rest in peace.
I got a great Biz story.
Yeah.
First time I DJed with Biz was at the Old Light at the Bellagio. Mm-hmm. This had to be like 2003, 2004. It was New Year's Eve weekend, and Biz is DJing, and fucking Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, and Matt Damon was at the club. And the place is packed. Biz killed it. So after Biz finished, I got on. And Biz went to hang out with those guys. So first song I played was Tipsy.
Yeah.
Which at the time had just come out. And it wasn't even out I had it as a CD promo. It wasn't even out on vinyl. So I played that shit. The crowd went crazy. Yo, out of nowhere, you hear all those like footsteps. Biz ran into the booth. Yo, what is this? And I was like, yo, this is Tipsy, man. What was it?
Jaquan.
I was like, Tipsy. Yo, let me get that. I'm like, nah, man, this is like my only copy I have. Even though I had I burned it for another CD. Yeah. But I was like, nah, man, I can't, man. And he did like, oh, come on, man. You know how he does the, come on. He did that. And I started laughing. Man. I'm like, man, you know what? After the song played, like, yeah, man, yo, take this shit, man. Come on, man.
That's amazing. Yo, yeah, did you ever see him? Did you ever work with DJ with him again or anything?
I DJed with him like 2 years ago. I did a private party at Light.
Oh shit!
At the new Light at Mandalay Bay, which is a coincidence. Yeah, I opened for him and he got on this shit.
I've never seen him live. Have you seen him live before?
I've never seen him live.
Nah, only like at the Apollo Theater when he performed Showtime at the Apollo.
Oh, you mean on TV?
But I heard he used to kill it, his live shows, especially at Union Square and like all the old school hip hop venues. It was like, yo, he used to fucking kill that shit. The crowd used to go crazy.
I wish I could see that, man. I wish I could see it.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, man, rest in peace, Biz Markie.
Yeah, we lost a legend, man.
I know Jamie the Great's bored. He's like, yo, what is
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
He's like looking at his phone. Like,
I'm listening because my mom knew him as a DJ. She didn't know him as an artist. She was like, yo, a DJ died. And I was like, a DJ died. She's like, yeah, Biz Markie. I was like, oh shit, you know who Biz Markie is? And she's like, yeah. And she starts singing the song, Just a Friend. I was like, wow. I never thought in a million years he knew that song.
I feel like you just made that shit up right now.
Even if he was a DJ, even worse.
I feel like Jamie made that shit up right now.
No, I kid you not.
He had to think about it. Like he's sitting there thinking, "Oh, can I add to this?"
And then and then my mom sang the song, and she was doing the dance moves and shit. She was doing everything.
She was doing the biz.
She did. My mom said, "Oh, come on, man."
All right, man. We're gonna end it over here. Yo, once again, rest in peace, Biz Markie. Love you, man.
Yes.
And we out, y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.